know, they did ban the Tracer, so that Tracer's not going to be a big issue for Pharah here. Not going to get poked out a little bit. As we get to load into this first game, it looks like we've got Junkrat Genji from Blackout here. It's an interesting DPS lineup. We'll see if they'll keep that in or if they'll make little swaps before the doors open. But as we see from Checkmate, a very standard composition. The Ramatra, Pharah, Cass, and of course Kiri Lucio just runs the support world these days, as Cupid does swap over to the Sojourn rather than the Junkrat. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Starting first round on Li Zhang. Everyone's kind of feeling each other out as Checkmate looked to take position on point first. Early shields here by both Ramatra players. Interesting to see why those came out first. Jeff looks to flank with this Pharah. This is a lot of spam damage coming here from our Pharah, forcing Blackout to back out early. Yeah,
this Pharah being able to take on this much space and getting this much spam is absolutely vital to Checkmate's success here. Like we were talking about, we are unfortunately going to see that Ramatra, that meta hold. Pickle defending himself on point here with that Ramatra hold, but a little bit of backup coming from their Jeff and Ghost. Both being critical on that left side over there. Pickle unfortunately going to go down on this point, but they were able to flip it just before. Checkmate still trying to hold off on whatever kills they can get.
Another one falls.
Affirmative. Hello.
It looks like we've already got some ultimates coming in from Blackout. Checkmate's going to be coming up on those just as soon. Got beat, and we could open with the Ramatra ult as well. Then we're going to go ahead and see Window coming from Sky. Beat coming out. They're going to be able to take that fight. 3 down from Checkmate. It looks like Pharah and Lucio are going to be able to get out.
Freeze. Good to see you.
Quick rush coming out there from the beginning. Watching Cupid here. We have the OC in play. There it is. I see it. A beat to counter that up. And Pharah Barrage going in after to try and clean some of the up. Genji very low. Jeff's going to be able to get a few picks here. Get a lot of the spam damage. And Shortline's going to have to just hold it. But he cannot do that. The meta block is not going to be enough for this circumstance. Got several ults. It looks like Checkmate used about 3 ults there for that fight. But the ult economy is looking pretty solid. Shoreline's going to go up inside of the team a little bit early. We're going to see both Ramatra ults. A Deadeye. The battle of the Ramatras here, just holding it out. Pharah's able to get a little bit of poke damage in. Pickle goes down. Jeff may have to play for the lead touch here if he can survive. Unfortunately not. We got Lucio over here on the point. Parasite trying to just hold off for as long as he can. Both supports, we have a ball coming to touch the point as well. Lucio's looking for a boop off the map. The Genji blades onto the back line. He's going to be able to take out Cass here, but he gets really low. He does take out the Cass. And Blackout takes the round.
Gotta go. Was good.
Score 0-1.
Inevitable.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, so first a quick point from Blackout. Looks like we're
Hello,
going to be having a
hello?
little... Hello, hello. It's good to see
my
you again.
microphone unfortunately unplugged itself.
Oh no,
midway
that is
through.
tragic.
Whoopsies. That's not great. A little technical difficulties on my fault,
Someone needs to
folks.
fill this saddle.
Forgive me, but it is
Yes.
plugged in and seems to be working now. So hopefully it stays that way.
4,
All right.
3,
That's
A little
not
bit
good.
of a comp switch here. A little bit of DPS switch. We have Jeff on the Venture and
Leo on the May.
Leo on the May. Yeah.
See how this plays out for each team here. Blackout did take the first map. I didn't get to see the latter half of it because I was plugging my microphone back in, but good stuff from them as the Venture looks to engage early. Gets rammed and blown up as they try to get in there early. Pickle has to hold arms here to just let Blackout walk past him. Now he cancels Ram Form and looks to kill Leo Leopard with big damage. Good stuff. He looks to Vortex Jim, but he doesn't get it quite there. Ghost is taking the 1v1 against Jim, but he gets help from Shoreline, and he will fall. Jim is low in the backline. Pickle Ram Forms onto point. He looks to be punching air. I don't know if he's lost or looking for a dog, but he loses it, and Jim gets another kill on a Strider. Booped him off the map. I didn't even see where that happened.
Affirmative.
Oh wow.
Good first fight here
you would.
from
Hey there.
Blackout. Shoreline just looked to corral that Kiriko in the back, and a massive slow onto the Venture as they were trying to burrow into his team. It was a very good E from him. Got to blow up their Venture for free there.
Hey.
As we look to just swap off the Venture here now. Jeff is on the May. We're going to go to a good old-fashioned mirror, except for the Cass and Sojourns, and Baptiste and Kiriko. Shoreline looks to slow Pickle, baits Ram Form early. Ghost has to Suzu early to keep Pickle alive. Now a High Noon comes out for Cupid, but it's walled off. Now the lamp comes out from Skyjade. Now they're trying to motion Cupid around, and he does find a kill with the High Noon onto Jeff. As Cupid kills Parasite back right and kills Ghost. Ooh, little Cass showdown here. Love to see it, love to see it.
We did get that cast ultimate off. It was important, very situational ult. But we are going to be able to have window and beat here coming up for Blackout.
As there are almost Kitsune beat for Checkmate here as they look to rotate through server room. Get a little pokage onto the backline before they look to walk in. Pickle throws a need onto the backline and gets the window dropped on his forehead as he's Maywalled off. Goes Kitsune's to point, and it's responded in kind by double beat Ram ult. Both teams use beat. Ram ult is looking to keep the team from using the Kitsune, and he does it beautifully. Cupid finds Parasite. Pickle is all alone on point. Has to Ram Form, gets the Suzu. Big Suzu from Ghost, but Ghost is all out of position with no cooldowns. Jim looks to kill him, but Pickle peels. Gets the fisting. Strider finds a kill onto Jim, or onto Cupid, excuse me, on the back, but it doesn't seem to matter. Blackout is just rotating it beautifully.
This ends now.
An early OC here from Strider, just maybe to get some pressure so that it'll make the touch a little easier for Parasite. Parasite does get the touch, but a Mayo comes out here from Jeff. That's a big Mayo that's going to freeze Lucio and Mayo on the point. As Pickle makes the swap over the ball to touch as well. Leo Leopard gets the lamp. Big lamp there to keep his May alive. A Rammy onto the backline. It's not going to catch anybody, but now we have a High Noon Mayo combo that catches my name Jeff. He will fall. The Noon comes through and gets nobody. Pickle has to touch point, but he's only joined by his Moira, who falls shortly after, and that is a dominant 100-0 on Li Shang. I mean, Checkmate didn't even look like they wanted to play the game.
Yeah, Blackout they managed those ults perfectly. Did a little ult lasagna. They had they used their ult, 3 ults for the 2 that Checkmate used, and it went from there. They were to take it.
Difference maker here was definitely Blackout's cast. Cupid was clicking heads, it seemed. He found a lot of first picks and a lot of double and triple kills as the fights extended on past the early stages. Now I'll be interested to see if, Checkmate wants to take that cast away from him, force him onto something a little bit more uncomfortable. We'll see who picks map first. Or let's see if Checkmate opts to pick map or to pick first ban.
Yeah, personally, we were saying yesterday, I don't really know why you would not choose to pick the map. I feel like that's you get to control the pace of your match. Yeah.
They look to take first map. They look to take map pick, and they are taking us to Hollywood. Me and my co-host Sinks yesterday were talking about whether or not, if it's stronger to have first ban or second ban. And me and him seem to agree that first ban is a lot more of is a stronger position to be in because you have so many more options. You can ban something to protect a ban down the line, or you
Yeah.
can target a hero on the other side so that they can't play a comfortable hero that they're okay with. But Checkmate does opt to pick map, and they are taking us to Hollywood. I did say they were a dive oriented team, so don't be surprised if we see the Winston Farah come out here. It'll be interesting to see what Blackout bans here. Nothing gave them too many troubles last map. They seemed to have it handled pretty well. So we'll see if they take a shot at banning something that's in the meta, or if they force someone on Checkmate off a hero that they know that they're comfortable on.
Yeah. I feel like we could potentially, like you were saying, see some incredible dive from Checkmate now. Just being able to have the roster that they have and then pull out a map like Hollywood, dive could be one of the best options for them right now.
Yep. As we're waiting for first Ben here, just want to do another quick rundown on how this works. Since Checkmate lost, they had the opportunity to pick whether they wanted to pick map or ban a hero first. They took the option to pick what map we go to, so now Blackout will get the first ban here. As we roll into map 2, they look to ban Brig, does Blackout. Interesting ban here. Knowing that Checkmate's a very dive-oriented team, taking away your Brig option seems to be a little interesting because, as you know, the Ana Brig backline is very good at denying Winston value. It's very good at denying hazard value. So we'll see how Checkmate responds in kind to the Brig ban. Because Reese Cub is not playing. Reese Cub is the Checkmate's, she is their Brig Weaver player. So interesting to see. Checkmate bans Winston.
Wow.
No
We might
Winston
have
from
ourselves a
them.
match.
Interesting bans here as Checkmate also subs out my name Jeff for Nada. Interesting bans here. You take us to a dive map and then you ban the dive hero you're comfortable on. It makes me think they're gonna run some ball here rather than
I have a feeling we're gonna see some ball tracer, a little bit of that nasty slam and spray combo.
I do think you are correct. See some Cass Tracer Ball here, support lineup. I mean, what are we talking about? It's Lucy Curie, of course, unfortunately, but interesting bands. Maybe it's mental block. Maybe it's a protection ban that they banned Winston, hoping that they'll get Winston on the second map. Whatever we get, or if we go to a third map, hopefully Checkmate is looking a little ahead into the future, thinking they'll get to play the Winston that third map. Or maybe it's a little mind games. Throw Blackout off their rhythm a little bit. Get in their head, put some seeds of doubt that they don't even need their best. They don't need their best comp to beat them, although Blackout did take the first map. So we'll see what Checkmate opts to do now that they've banned the Winston. Very, very interesting ban. Especially with the Brig ban coming through earlier. I said Brig is very good at denying Winston value. So with no Brig, I feel like Winston would be a very good tank pick here because there's nothing to deny him backline. But we'll see what we opt into as we load into Hollywood second game here.
Absolutely, that Winston, he's not in a great place right now personally. It looks like we're seeing maybe
Some Doomfist from Pickle? Is that just a little
troll pick, but
troll pick, or are we
that's
rolling out on the Doom?
But yeah, I don't think Winston's in the greatest of spots character-wise right now, so maybe
To give him a couple
Getting rid of that
nerfs.
Winston would be for the best, yeah.
Give him a little nerf last patch. They did buff his placeable damage though. Don't know.
Yes.
Don't know why that was buffed, but you know, as we do come off, Checkmate on defense here looks to opt for the Hazard instead of the Winston. So that makes a lot of sense. We do see Nada on the Tracer. Strider on the Widow.
Strider on the Widow. You know, I was watching this yesterday and I saw Strider on Widow in Hollywood as well, or the day before, but
Maybe looking for a cheeky little first pick. As Blackout does opt to run the ball rather. Oh, never mind. They swapped over to the Sigma. I do like Sigma here. You know, can deny the high ground with shield. Can put pressure on the backline with spheres. So this is a very good Sigma map. We'll see what they do. As never mind, they make a swap over to the Diva. We'll see what happens on this first point. Hollywood. Set up right side on his little angle with his Lucio counterpart as Shoreline looks to dive. Ghost boops Shoreline off. Now Pickle takes control of the high ground. Looks to wall off the Genji player. Oh, there's 3 people in this little room against the Hazard. That is not where you want to be against that character. He does a lot of damage in small rooms. As Parasite looks to kill Jim from the top right high ground. Beautiful stuff from there. As this Genji Kiri, sorry for Blackout, occupies this back right staircase. They don't really seem to care. Checkmate does. They dive into the backline looking for the Kiriko kill. SkyJ does get a Suzu coming in to keep his team alive, and Cupid kills Ghost on the engage. As Jim comes back because he has closer spawn, Leo Leopard looks to dive backline with this Diva, but Shoreline gets slept from Parasite. Now the anti comes through. Pickle's on the backline, forces Suzu from SkyJ. SkyJ will fall. Cupid dies to Venom Mine as Leo Leopard gets a trade onto Strider. But it looks like it's coming up Checkmate first fight.
Yeah, they were just able to separate the core, and that led them to their success in that fight. And it's Diva
in their backline. Shoreline is in a very very bad spot. SkyJ TP Suzu's. She's got no abilities. You just need to let your Diva die there, Sky. I'm sorry. But he TPs Suzu. Shoreline gets demeched. Now we're looking at baby Diva. I wonder if he'll go into spawn and swap characters to get the mech back. Or if he stays baby Diva, it looks that's exactly what he's going to do. Swaps to get the mech back instantly. Good on him for knowing that's a thing. But I cannot believe SkyJ TP Suzu'd in there to die. As Shoreline and Leo Leopard look to take this high ground. Pickle looks to jump in onto the Lucio. Lucio gets the boop. Ooh, Nada misses the pulse bomb. We do miss the nade. A big cleanse on the Terra down there. Leo Leopard is falling low though in the 1v1 against Nada. Nada has to blink out to get the Mega bottom left. Leo Leopard is still 1 HP if anyone looks to go kill him, but it looks like he'll get topped up just in time. Pickle comes through with a nano here as he dives into the backline, misses the slash, but it's just going to hold right click, force the beat out of Jim. A big nade coming from Parasite into the backline. Leo Leopard looks to go low again, but he's such a slippery guy, and he finds a kill on Nada as the Kitsune comes out here by SkyJ. SkyJ looks very low, but he does get the Suzu to keep him alive, and finds the trade onto Parasite while keeping himself alive. He does finally fall to Pickle. Strider gets a melee kill onto Jim in the backline. Didn't see where that happened, but Leo and Shoreline find their trade, so it does not matter as Ghost falls. Blackout takes first point.
Yeah, absolutely incredible fight there. We saw several ults, and we're seeing a little bit of a switch up in comp. We got the Strider on the Ashe now.
The Widow, interesting onto his preferred hit scan hero here off the Widow. Let's see what they look to do here on this second point. A lot of high ground, a lot of things to traverse here as we now have cart unlocked for Blackout. We have their Lucio on cart, it seems. They look to rotate left through elevator, it seems. Shoreline does a little wraparound up onto the high ground. That's a little creative play. Our Ana Ashe look to back up, stay away from that Diva as Pickle finds a kill onto their Tracer. Big kill as he looks to dive backline again, keep that pressure coming. He forces SkyJ out with a TP. Nada's blinking in, forces Suzu, excuse me. Jim looks dangerously low, and Nada finds his one. Interesting
this
dive
and this
there.
Ana combo. I would like to see some antis and some antis and dynamite combos. That would be
Try to find a little late pick there onto SkyJ. Took his head off his shoulders, it seems. They look to pressure cart a little bit. Shoreline's walking payload down mid as we get a dynamite onto the Lucio. Forced to amp super early and forced to amp healing. A big Terra down. Catches catches Shoreline, but he gets out of it scot-free. Nada did use the pulse one, but he got cleansed by Stage A. Leo Leopard with the blade into the backline kills Parasite. The beat comes late and doesn't catch his Ana, unfortunately. The blade does get its value. Strider is getting harassed now by the D.Va, looks to set himself on fire by his own dynamite. But it looks like Pickle has opted to trade it backline. He does not care about this D.Va Genji right now. Nada kills SkyJ. Big trade there. Leo Leopard falls low, forced to deflect Pickle's damage. Pickle and Ghost all alone on cart, stalling for quite a while as Pickle looks to back out along with Ghost. Ghost is getting chased down by Cupid here on the Tracer, but it looks like he'll get out, and that's a fight win for Blackout. Crucial that that beat didn't catch, that Ghost's beat didn't catch Parasite, and he died to the blade. Super unfortunate. As I'm talking, Parasite gets a kill onto their Tracer.
Wow.
Throws a nade to Timbuktu. I don't know where that nade was going. But Strider finds a pick onto Jim. That's a very good pick there. This will force Blackout to back out as Pickle looks to separate this Genji and Kiriko from his backline, and it'll do just that. Leo Leopard falls. Some good staggers, some good picks here late from Checkmate on this Hollywood map.
Yeah, Pickle and Strider were able to poke and just pressure that high ground just enough so that they would have to back up, and gave them that space. They were able to take the fight from there.
Ghost looks to boop the D.Va off high ground just for a moment. An early nano comes onto Pickle from Parasite here. Leo Leopard forced to deflect early, but it doesn't matter because the nade finds him. Pickle's looking to dive backline, gets in onto that Lucio, hits a big slash. Lucio looks to be a little low, but the Suzu does come out. I wonder if he's gonna beat. He's still holding it. Doesn't seem to think he needs it. As SkyJ tapings out to his D.Va to take control of this high ground, he's gonna get downpoured on. Jim, when are you gonna beat? Cupid dives to the slash of Pickle as SkyJ does find a pick on Nada. A good trade there, but Jim, my man, beat anytime soon. You've got it.
They have been holding on to those few ultimates they have there for quite some time now.
Maybe holding beat for Bob here. I don't know. They're gonna beat engage early here, fast. Beat. But a boop from Ghost denies them any space, but they do find their way back up onto this high ground. They Kitsune on to Parasite. Parasite looks to be in a very bad spot. Ghost falls first somehow. Now Cupid looks to trail the Ana and get the kill, but Nada finds a trade onto the Gym, so does Pickle onto SkyJ. There's no supports for the Blackout. How are they going to stay up? Shoreline forces D.Va Bomb, but Pickle walls it off, but it finds Nada. What a D.Va Bomb there. But Pickle does trade onto Cupid and Leo Leopard, but he'll fall to Shoreline. Shoreline has to find their kill onto Strider or stay point. He opts to stay point as Strider is in a very bad spot in Blackout spawn, and he'll get be a very late stagger. But Ghost takes Shoreline out of mech on point as Strider does fall very late to Jim. So now Checkmate will be forced to give it up a little bit here, but the D-mech was crucial, I say, as Shoreline already has mech back.
Yeah. This is another one of these crazy overtimes I've been talking about.
Yeah, we've seen to come into a little funky overtime here as Shoreline looks to dive Ghost off the high ground. Strider finds a kill into Leo Leopard. Didn't even see where that happened. Cupid throws the pulse into a wall. Not really what you want to do in Architecture's worst dream. A big beat here from Ghost. They just have so much overhealth. I don't think Blackout's going to find a way to kill anything. Pickle kills both supports with the block. Shoreline gets pulled out of mech. Let's see if he can build it freakishly fast again, but I just don't think it's going to matter. It won't. Checkmate holds second point there. Interesting.
We have ourselves a match.
Not too sure about the
right
beat
here.
engage onto the high ground.
Yeah, you know, I think they maybe were holding on for it for a little while, and they were just ready to get that out there, you know.
I did, however, like the Kitsune across the bridge onto the Lucio Ana. That was a very good Kitsune by SkyJ. They took a lot of space and took a lot of control. We'll see if they can, you know, formulate that on their defense now. Hope to get some big Kitsunes again. But, you know, honestly, just an outstanding hit scan performance by Strider. I mean, got multiple picks onto the Tracer, multiple picks onto the Genji. Yeah, was very excellent.
Certainly.
On
Looks
that
like we're going to be
aspect.
running that double hit scan as well now with Strider back on the Widow and Nada use on the Freya.
Freya, interesting. Nada opting to go away from the Tracer on attack here. Probably to use the verticality of the first point to his advantage. You know, there's a lot of cover. He can fly over top left choke, get some shots down onto anyone who's standing onto this high ground. So we'll see what he does on that Freya pick. Leo Leopard does opt to go back to the Mei, as well as Shoreline is back on the Ram. Maybe a little comfort picks here from those two people, but we'll see how it unfolds as Cupid almost gets picked instantly. I don't know what he's doing as he backs to high ground to his Ana with his... As Shoreline looks to slow the choke and prevent anyone from walking through. Strider looking to take anyone's head off with this Widow pick here. Don't think he's going to find anything soon, but look at Nada. Nada has gone back to the Tracer and he looks to go into the backline. Strider kills SkyJ. Cupid gets a trade onto Nada though. When Blackout's down to support and Pickle can just sit here for free. Strider finds another pick onto Cupid as Shoreline kills Ghost in the backline. Don't know where the Kiriko TP2 to die. Pickle looks to just sit on point and bide his time, hoping for Strider to get another pick. Forces Ice Block out of the main here, and Pickle will just back out, cutting his losses. Big boot from Parasite, though. Interesting that they've swapped Ghost over to the Kiriko and Parasite onto Lucio instead of Parasite on Ana and Ghost on Lucio. It doesn't really matter at this point. Well. Pickle looks to take high ground along with Ghost, who forces his Suzu very early. Pickle looks to get anti here as he looks to chow this Ana. Pickle gets slept. He's 1 HP, and he's going to fall super quickly. What a sleep. Checkmate forced to back out again. A little messy setup. Ghost was forced to Suzu there really early as they tried to take the high ground. Not really what you want. Not really what you want to see from that.
Coming up on a few crucial ultimates here as well.
Strider does have the sights.
Could get that Blizzard.
Strider has the sights, so let's see if he'll pop. He does pop, but before he can even pop it, Cupid finds a pick onto Parasite. Pickle onto the backline, blocks the sleep with Wall, and does get Cupid forced out of position so Nada can finish it off. Strider in this little silver room looking to take somebody's head off is now getting forced out by Shoreline. Shoreline hits a massive slow onto the Kiriko into the backline for Jim to kill Ghost, and then Pickle falls to Shoreline as Nada and Parasite find trades of their own on the Ana and the Lucio. Now Parasite boots Shoreline off as Nada takes the 1v1 onto the point onto Leo Leopard. Let's see if he can't get that May kill. He does force the Ice Block here early as Shoreline looks to... Oh, what a stick by Nada as Shoreline looks to pressure the backline. Nada forced to recall here because Cupid comes back and puts on some pot shots, but he'll kill Shoreline as Ghost 2-taps Cupid from distance. They commit both support ults here onto the point. Gonna give him a little question mark in chat for that one. I don't know about that. That's
it happens. We've seen it before. Most
maybe a little misclick of the Q button there from Checkmate, but both support ults do come out. I guess they wanted to secure the point as they look to go fast here and take this fight on high ground as a big teardown comes down from Pickle as he forces the Ice Block off Leo Leopard and kills the Lucio. Ghost very low. He has to TP to safety, but he can't get to it. Pickle can't find the finish onto the Leo Leopard. That's unfortunate. He gets Maywalled into the ceiling as he's forced to back out because his Kiriko is dead. Nada looks to just push cart. Shoreline finds Pickle in the little left room. I thought Pickle was out, but he looks to die to Shoreline there.
Pickle
it's almost like he would have liked a beat there to live that engage.
Yeah, Pickle and Nada haven't been able to. They've been there together. They have that dynamic. They have that duo chemistry. They've been
trying to find trees onto the backline as a big dynamite comes through on cart along with Leo Leopard's threes. Pickle gets caught, but he does get Susan out of it as Strider finds the headshot onto Cupid, but Pickle's gonna fall to the nanoed ram. Jim is very one on cart. Strider finds two. Those are big pits. Leo Leopard is very low as Nada is forced to recall. This nanoed ram looks to do a little more, but then his teammates' heads just got taken off their shoulders as Nada looks to kill this Ana, but he has no recall. SkyJ does fall to the Parasite. That's a big pick here. Sights here from Strider as he looks to just keep whoever's in spawn in there. Pickle comes back to point, forcing the Ice Block out of Leo Leopard. Leo is all alone on point here as he's going to fall to Pickle and Ghost. Shoreline looks to rotate back out of the bridge on high ground just to reset because it does look like a lost fight. Pickle's wall is going to help Shoreline get out as it boops him down. Jim boops Pickle onto the jail. Big boop there. Wonder if he's got the 15% bigger boop radius. Parasite looks to pulse Jim, but he doesn't quite catch him. Pickle's off in this back right corner looking to zone off their backline, but Jim does come through with a beat. That's a big beat as they look to push backline onto Strider. Strider does find his way out of trouble, though. Very big grappling hook there as Checkmate just looks to reset and try and keep Pickle alive, but Pickle is taking so much damage, and Parasite falls as well as Pickle. Strider looking to have some magic, but it won't come anytime soon. I misspoke. It comes very soon in the form of
Wow.
the headshot onto the Ashe. As he looks to back out with Ghost. That's a big...
We have Leo on that Tracer now as well. Matching Nada and get a duel going.
Wonder if Checkmate will look to go fast here because they do have that beat and Kitsune up back. Don't know where that wall was. Good lord. But Leo Leopard looks to get forced out early, and he dies! No recall from Leo Leopard, and he dies early to Nada as a Kitsune comes through on point from Ghost. A big Terra down from Pickle. He gets the Baptiste in this little cabana area, but he does have the lamp, and it'll come out, and they'll stay alive for now. The big beat coming through from Parasite, but the beat house is already gone. Shoreline's Ramatra ult has done dividends, but Strider does find the kill onto SkyJ as it comes through a little late. Cupid will fall as well. The Ghost and Parasite, the backline finding big trades as Nada finds a kill onto Leo Leopard and onto Jim. Shoreline's all alone on point. And that will be a series tie for Checkmate.
Strider was able to get so much value up there on top of that bridge. Just uncontested.
Went untouched.
Yeah, uncontested the entire time. And that Widow, if you leave that uncontested, that's headshot if that's a good hit scan.
Oh, we have now evened up the series, so we'll see if Blackout elects to take map pick or if they will take first ban. Me personally, I would take first ban, but we'll see what
I still
they
think I would
elect to
choose
pick.
map pick, you know, as a team.
You're a firm map picker, huh?
I believe I am a firm map picker, you know. I understand the character.
Oh, they
selection, how
take
important that can be.
first ban. Blackout does.
All right.
See what their first ban is as they look to, you know, regroup, resurface, and, you know, started off with 1-0. Started off hot with a very dominant Lijiang, and then kind of got their light snuffed out a little bit on Hollywood. As you know, we did say Checkmate was a very good dive team, and they kind of showcased it there, despite the, you know, beat and Kitsune commit on first point.
Yeah.
But they didn't seem to matter too much to them as they still, you know, came through and got the W onto that map. So we'll see if Blackout... Oh, Checkmate has taken us to Suravasa. Little flashpoint here.
I don't know about you, but I've been loving this map ever since the rework.
Listen, this might be a hot take, but I am a fan of Flashpoint. I'm a big
I am
fan.
Too. I really am.
Big Flashpoint fan. As SkyJ looks to swap some stuff around. Wiz is going in for Jim, so we will see some of that wizard support that I talked about earlier that I didn't get to see.
Yeah.
And they're swapping Leo for Gnar, so maybe we'll see a little Hanzo come through, and they're banning the ball. Pickle must feel devastated.
Absolutely devastated. And a
No
cast
ball.
ban as well.
No ball play from Pickle, and then we do get the cast ban from Blackout. I think these are very good bans. You know, as we've said, Pickle's a very notoriously good ball player. The cast ban is a little... You know, it's maybe to deal with the Tracer a little bit. Nada has been running roughshod over Blackout's backline, so maybe we ban the cast. Don't know why, because maybe you'd want that to deal with the Tracer, but hopefully Leo onto the... my mistake. Gnar is getting something in for Leo. So maybe, you know, hey, I said it yesterday. Gnar found a lot of crucial one-shots onto the Tracer character yesterday on King's Row against Solar. So maybe he can do it again here today. Not too sure, but we'll see what we can get out of this map 3 as we load into Suravasa.
Traveling to Suravasa.
I think this has the potential to be a good game, maybe taking it to a 2-3 scoreline on this Flashpoint map.
I'm hoping for all 5 points,
yeah,
you know, that's what we want, but we'll see what
We will
happens.
see.
Initiating.
You know, you
saw
see a lot of
both
brawl
teams.
stuff here, so maybe that's why That's why Blackout has taken us here, because Checkmate, you know, can brawl, but it's not their strong suit. So we'll see if we'll see a lot of Ramatra, maybe some Junker Queen. But I'm betting on the Ram being played here more than anything. So we'll see if Blackout can, you know, set their feet and get some of that momentum back from Lijiang. As we unlock comps here.
Ready for battle.
Pickles
Oh.
on the Roadhog. All right, never
Okay.
mind. He's on to the Hazard. Okay,
I think they're
makes-
trolling. I think we got
just a little troll pick to throw off your casters here.
Yes, thank you guys.
As Cupid and Nar are on the Torb Genji, as Nada and Jeff look to opt for the Widow Tracer. Okay, never
Are we
mind.
gonna
They've made a
see the
full
Torb
comp swap.
Lightweaver? Okay.
Everybody's making comp swaps. Cupid's on to the
Alright.
Pharah. Jeff is on to the Venture as Ghost and Parasite swap over to the aforementioned Kiri Lucio. Skyj, Wizard are on the Bap Lucio, which is the more brawly backline. So maybe that's why Blackout has taken us here to this map as they look to fight for this right side space here. Ghost finds an early pick onto Cupid. Couldn't even get my camera in position to see that before it happened. But what a good 2-tap as Lamp comes out early from Skyj here. Not a great ability to be forced early as Pickle looks to kill Skyj with block, and he does. Nada's getting marked by this Lucio here, and the Ramatra as Ghost falls. Unfortunate, Nada does live, but Jeff falls as well. They're just doing masterful trades and masterful rotations, Blackout is, as Cupid finds Parasite trying to rotate it back to help Pickle. Pickle does find a kill on Nar, as Wizard falls dangerously low. He looks to disengage and keep his life alive as Nada looks to kill him, and it won't happen. Nada forced to recall, but it looks like a first point capture for Blackout.
Absolutely. Both teams were looking to separate the core there from the backline, and it looks like Blackout was able to do that well, but I think Checkmate was just in a little too long.
I'm very interested to know as to why Checkmate hasn't subbed in Trico for the Bap mirror, because, I mean, they're just getting ran over by this Lucio Bap brawl style from Blackout, but nonetheless, here we are as Pickle looks to just pressure point and force out the Genji. As his team looks to be nowhere near him, apparently. Big wall as he looks to take on Skyj. Skyj forced to heal himself early. Pickle almost boops him out of Lamp, but he does get the Lamp out. Skyj's still very low, but Nar kills Ghost. Parasite does find the tray onto Skyj before Pickle can get to him. Pickle peels for his Venture to kill a Genji. Beautiful stuff done there by Pickle as Parasite gets slowed by Shoreline, but Cupid finds the kill onto Pickle. Checkmate have lost their tank here. Don't know where that happened or how that happened, but Nada looks to blink for the Mega to get his health back, but that's going to be another fight lost for Checkmate, as Blackout looks to take 90% here and maybe take first point.
Could potentially
Jeff
see
goes
a
to the
touch from
burrow
the
to
Venture
touch.
here.
Nada touches and misses Pulse Bomb, but they do trigger the OT. That's the big point that we needed here. Cupid gets blocked off by a wall, so does Nar. No DPS presence here for Blackout on this fight, but the Lamp and Beat does come out. Skyj alive for now. Ghost gets killed by Wizard, but Jeff does find the trade onto Skyj, and he pulls out the Excavation, but he dies to Tracer. Couldn't find any value on it. Nar looks to fall low, but he finds his... Tracer gets the recall touch again. Nar very low. Genji very one for Nada, but it won't matter as Blackout takes first point.
That ROM is too powerful with that block and that armor.
Pickle looks to take the swap mirror onto the Ramatra. Not feeling the hazard, he says. Checkmate looks to rotate left high ground with their Kyrian Venture. Now their entire team follows suit as Blackout's Tracer and Nada are dueling on this right side. Cupid wins the 1v1 on Nada. That's not what you want to see if you're Checkmate. Already down a point and now down your Tracer. So now they just kind of have to sit on this high ground and wait for him to come back. Luckily, it's a fast character, so it shouldn't take too long as they just sit here and poke and wait for him to come back. As Cupid has his Pulse Bomb at hand, he's looking for something cheeky here. Ghost comes out with the Kitsune, but the Blade... Oh, Parasite Ajaxes the beat to the Blade.
Man.
Nada finds a trade onto Skyjax, but Nar seems to be the hero of the story with this Blade. That is not what you want to see. You don't want to see the beat Ajax.
Both teams are at very similar positions in their ult economy as well.
Interesting that
Both coming up
Skyj
from that pulse
does
bomb.
swap off the Baptiste onto the Kiriko, but Nada does find an early pick onto Nar here. Very big pick for them as Checkmate just looks to go fast. Pickle looks to slow down Shoreline's backline to keep him off the healing. Pickle and Jeff look to dive backline together onto this Lucio and Kiri. Gets booped off by Wizard and gets Suzu, so the backline will survive this dive. Cupid looks to one-clip Jeff, almost gets it, but Jeff turns around and one-shots him. Beautiful stuff by the Venture player here, as Shoreline is just left alone on point for such a long time. He is alive, and Wizard finds the kill on the Pickle and gets the beat. I mean, beautiful stuff here from the Lucio player of Blackout, as he also looks to kill Parasite. Jeff does get underground to trigger the overtime, but Ghost falls to Shoreline late, and then Jeff falls, and we are at a 200-0 predicament here, folks. Blackout is looking dominant on the brawl style here.
Absolutely, it's like shooting at a steel wall. They're impenetrable right now. That defense is absolutely crazy.
They are an immovable object. Unfortunately, Checkmate does not look like the unstoppable force we thought they would be. We'll see what they change up. Excuse me. We'll see what they change up here walking into this third point and maybe final point. They don't get their stuff together as I look to rotate right room and take this Kiri Tracer duel right side to force out Cupid. But SkyJ looks to Kitsune here fast. Pickle's gonna pop ult. SkyJ walks away, but he doesn't get away too much. Wiener does fall. Not a great name for the caster to call out. But Jeff falls on the Venture. Pickle does find the ram kill onto their Tracer and will find the kill on the Shoreline. They finally broke through for a point cap. That's what we love to see.
That's what we love to see.
But they do have the beat and the Kitsune. They have 4 ults coming up here, Checkmate does. Shoreline here with his own Annihilation, along with Nar's Blade and Cupid's Pulse. So we'll see if the DPS can carry Blackout to a point flip, or if Checkmate's overwhelming support ults can keep them through this, as Nada looks to go for the 1v1 on their Tracer deep into the backline. He does look to recall out and come back to his team. Jeff almost kills Cupid. Cupid falls to Parasite at long distance, but Ghost dies after he gets his support out. Parasite beats late too to try and keep the sustain, because you've already committed to Kitsune. You want to win this fight. They committed both support ults and got nothing out of it. Shoreline still has his ult up. Jeff gets E'd back down to point and he'll die. Pickle does get the trade on the SkyJ, and he's forced to hold arms on point. Nar is 1 HP. Nada will find him scaling the wall like a ninja, and then the boop onto Wizard off the point. But they did flip, Blackout does, so this is really bad for Checkmate. Nada and Ghost look to kill here, but they can't get the job done. Nada forces recall out of Cupid, recalls himself, but gets out. Really not good for you to commit both support. You committed everything there, and they still flipped and still won the fight.
Yeah. You hate to see it. It's that unstoppable force that Blackout is.
It's just, yeah, they are just dominating on this Ram Brawl style. We'll see what Checkmate can do. You know, no ults now, as the blade comes out early from Nar and finds an early pick onto Parasite. SkyJ does fall very low from the dive, but he, oh, never mind, excuse me, he does fall, but Cupid also finds his trade into Ghost. Jeff looks to kill Wizard as he boops him all the way off into Narnia, but he'll die, and that'll be a 300-0.
Wow.
As Checkmate falls to Blackout. A top team falls to the bottom team.
That was maybe one of the best performing Flashpoint maps I've seen this series.
Wow, what an underdog story, man. Wow, a team at the bottom of the standings comes in heavy underdogs to upset Checkmate. I mean, that's just beautiful stuff from Blackout there. That is phenomenal. That's punching above your weight class, folks. That is a very, very good game. It's a very good game from Blackout. Player of the match, if I had to give it to anybody, it'd be Cupid. That Tracer,
I think so,
he
too.
took the Tracer duel multiple times and won it, finding very key picks onto Ghost and forcing an Ajax from Parasite. I mean, he was doing it all. He was everywhere all at once. I mean, he was doing beautiful things on that Tracer.
All the time, yeah. Being able to take on that hit scan roll too, it might give me a little bit of a bias, but you know, they did play that pretty well. So
they did indeed play that
gotta give them
Tracer
that.
very well. Yeah, I'm shocked and in awe. Checkmate gets toppled by a team at the bottom of the bracket. So we'll see how they're feeling later today, because I do believe Checkmate has another game to play. So we'll see whether or not their mentals are reeling, or if they can bring it together and consolidate within one another, because this is a team game after all. There's no blame on one person.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can fall back on one another and get right back to where they were at the top of the bracket before that game. Interesting to see where they'll fall now after losing to a team at the bottom. Don't know where they'll fall. We will see tomorrow as we look to interview Total Eclipse here in a few seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have SkyJ from Blackout here, ready to be interviewed after their very, very good win over a top team in the bracket. How do you feel after toppling such a giant?
Oh,
like
it's
Checkmate?
it's definitely a confident booster ourselves. We've been itching to play against Checkmate since the start of the whole round robin. So to be able to just win against them, that's just kind of like, oh man, everyone's pretty psyched about it.
I'd say the itch has been scratched, huh?
Yeah, the itch has been scratched. Yeah.
You guys played phenomenal. You looked very good. The Lijiang Tower was dominant. You played very good on the Lijiang Tower. And then, they took you to the Hollywood where they excel at the dive. So you guys kind of got a little shocked there. And then you took us back to Saravasa. You wanted back into the Brawl duel. And you guys just looked to snuff out any sort of light that Checkmate had going. Walk me through the Saravasa pick, because you guys did seem to look like the way better team on the Brawl mirror.
Yeah, so we had like a pregame we kind of had like a pregame strategy coming into this. So we all just kind of kept in account of, in terms of what happens if we get to map 3. Map 1, we looked pretty good on the Brawl. And so when coming into Zaravasa, when we were debating if we want to do a diver brawl, we just, if it's something that's really good, we will try it again. And we kind of proved that to be the point on map 3 here. And just for like a few swaps here and there, and the fresh players getting their subbed in, kind of helped out in terms of keeping the whole pace going. And just couldn't see anything going anywhere better than what we saw in map 3.
You guys did play phenomenal. Shottle, do you have any questions for SkyJ?
Yeah, like we said here, it's been that brawl was incredible. That was some of the best brawl we've seen this series. Just being able to solid defense on that Saravasa map, but being able to take on Checkmate here and take that win. How are you guys feeling about that, and how are you going to carry that into the next round?
Oh yeah, I think so far we're feeling pretty good, and that's something we kind of needed since we're going to be playing our next match in about like somewhere around 2 hours, or actually, yeah, about an hour-ish. But yeah, it's something to go through as well, especially on the second map. We definitely still want to be, on our toes. We still want to stay sharp and, even though we did win the series against Checkmate, we will still be looking to work on what we needed to work on, especially on second map, and just improve from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you guys
So
played phenomenally.
you say you've been itching to play against Checkmate this entire time. But would you say that's the toughest team you've played so far? Because obviously that you took them down pretty well. So
You guys did play Solar, I think, yesterday. So what's the competition
It's
wise?
not Solar yesterday. We played against
Oh.
Death Blossom yesterday.
Yes.
Today we're playing against Solar. That's the last team we are going against, and I would say that would be the other team that we also be looking to face against, because that is a team of our org and more of our similar skill set. So yeah, basically we have two teams that we've been itching to play against today in the entire tourney, and we just hope to continue, where we left off with Checkmate and try to scratch another itch against Solar. But in terms of like tough team, so far, I do believe that Checkmate is the toughest team in the tourney. But we also have the mindset that, hey, everyone can beat us. Everyone is gonna give us a run of our money, and we don't underestimate anyone. So we keep that pinch of salt. So we kind of expect Solar coming to our next matchup to also bring up their A game as well.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Sorry if I sound kind of like really raspy. Low key, my voice was gone, so
you guys just played an intense team, and it's a very good team. So
yeah, it's the hype.
No, my voice was gone for the entire round robin. So hopefully by the end of today, hopefully I get enough rest just to get my voice back up, because we've been having some intense comms. But yeah, I mean the team more now that we've been getting some match time. That's something we've been looking for before coming to this whole tourney, is that we've been looking to get some reps in terms of actual matches instead of scrims. So this is the whole experience that our team is going through, and we've been growing ever since that has been happening. So we're trying to enjoy it as we can.
Awesome.
Yeah, phenomenal. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for the interview. This was great. Good luck to you guys and your future matches. Really looking forward to it now, because you guys looked very solid on that brawl. So looking forward to see what you guys expound on, or if you guys double down.
Yeah, we'll give you guys something to commentate over,
Yes.
Over to put up a show. But thank you guys so much for the interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The underdog topples the giant once more. Blackout takes the series 2-1 over Checkmate. Be interesting to see how mentals are affected here. Wonder if Blackout will ride that high of taking down a giant, or if Checkmate spirals downhill. As we look forward into this next game, we're going to send you guys over to Solar Eclipse and Death Blossom. That's looking to be a good match.
Most definitely, yeah.
Solar's got
that's one for the books.
Solar's got a lot of flexibility on that team over there, and Death Blossom is also, one of the higher ranked favorited teams.
Yeah, and I believe that match will be about 9 p.m. Eastern, so tune in about another hour and watch a showdown.
Be throwing down.